Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night. My name is Will. I will be your storyteller. And on this episode of our Camarilla Chronicle, we catch up where we left off with Connie, Albert, and Melvin having had a 2-week downtime where the group has kind of recovered from the situation that we last left them in. They have been staying, Albert with Melvin at his lair of a haven, and Connie has been staying in Joshua's old house. They found some business cards that lay out some places in West Salem. Among them, Roscoe's Square Ring Boxing, Colleen's Cozy Corner, Tower Records, Gunther's Holdings and Storage, and the Red Eye Lounge. They also made friends, and we use the term loosely, with a beautiful young woman called Kali, who showed herself to be a werewolf and just barely left without destroying anything at all. And we find the group sitting in Joshua's house, Callie just having left and disappearing into the night, almost in front of everyone. And this is where we pick right up. Hello again, everyone.
Hello. Hello. I forgot which
Greetings.
playing.
Yep.
Oh,
Cycle through your voices.
Hello, Puppet.
Hello.
hello, Puppet.
Hello, let's go hunt for vampires.
Yeah.
Is that the voice I was using? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's exactly how Courtney sounds.
We're going hunting.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the party.
I've also decided to just throw different random droid bodies at you from now on Fridays to just see how many voices you can come up with.
No, that's my thing.
No, it's also my thing now.
To
It's
each
gonna be a mutual thing.
to each droid chassis.
I'll do it. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
But we're here for vampire. So
Yes. Spooky vampires.
yeah, spooky vampires. So
Look at the monsters.
there is a 4-clawed kind of break in the plaster wall where Albert had just been standing to kind of give you an idea of what else is out there in the night. That the vampires that you are not exactly the apex predator you thought you were. But werewolves are rare, and or so you hope. But one of the few things that we know now is that Albert is calling himself Simon Winchester. You've made contact with Aisling McGinty, who is the Brewhouse Primogen, trying to kind of get her in your corner. But you also found a box and a bulletproof vest that looks to have had its plating removed in amongst Joshua's belongings. There's a lot to talk about. And you also discovered Kali's gift has a sixth business card, which is for Barnaby's bookstore, which is on Orchard Heights and Onyx. I did give you guys access to a map, so you see where everything is. I think the only thing that didn't get to go on the map is the Red Eye Lounge, because it's in Salem Town, which is up north almost. Kind of like if the West Salem map that I gave you is like downtown Miami, Salem Town is like heading to Homestead.
Oy. Okay.
So there's your reference. Yeah, the house is settled. The noise outside is the wind picking up. What sounds like droplets of rain for an evening shower. that seems to be passing through. But otherwise, you have no need to breathe, so there's no actual heavy breathing, but the sense of it permeates the house. You're still alive.
Right.
I slammed the door shut. Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Not at all.
Sorry, guys. I
You're not
almost
good at
let
lying.
her kill you.
You're really bad at lying, Connie. Like,
I
really
never
bad.
said I was good at lying.
Yeah, but
I
sometimes
don't
you
like being
think.
dishonest.
No, I can
This
tell.
is the
No, I
phone.
know.
This is the phone incident all over again.
I. That was a mistake. I recognize that now. I have a lot to learn.
And I'm like, but Connie, I don't think you're the problem. And I kind of just turn slowly, dramatic turn towards Simon Winchester.
Who are you looking at?
I'm looking
Is
right
there
at
something
you.
on my face?
Huh.
I can't really look in mirrors.
So what's the deal?
What do you mean?
She knew exactly where you were, and
She explained it.
she was not a fan of yours. She explained a general thing and said that you're going to be the death of us. Of that, I already knew, but as I kind of like stretch my back,
Mm-hmm.
like, what aren't you telling us?
All right. I believe I've told you everything, for the most part. I had to make sure this wasn't a character with fate. It's not.
No.
That was my old werewolf. We're good.
Correct.
Oh, for the most part, it's kind of just like a thing, you know. I just have some control over the shadows, you know. In it, that's really it.
Hmm.
She not seem to be a fan of that, but you know, I got it. Kind of what I do.
Did you become Cockney all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out where it went.
Hi, good
I'm waiting for you to be like,
going
in the shadows, I did.
Yeah. I did.
I did, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm watching a lot of Cockney streamers. I just realized that. Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
more
gonna go
RP.
get-
I
I'm
gotta
gonna go
pull
get
it
me a
back.
chimney sweep.
Yeah. Chim cheree.
I swear to God, if penguins show up and you start dancing, I'm gonna lose my mind.
He doesn't dance. We established this.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
I will.
Hello.
There we go. I will probably be dipping into Cockney a little bit.
Yeah.
Hello, darling.
It's what I've been filling my free time with.
Mm.
Where was I? Oh yes.
By the way, Will, I just thought of another accent for Silas, and I'll tell you about the message to you later.
I'm excited. I'm excited for every single one you bring. Like, my goal is to get you off of Bespin as fast as possible, so I can just have you interact with as many organizations as possible to see just who has you under what name.
Oh, yeah.
But
Edie's making a whole. This is a different game.
yeah.
Oh.
So,
For the most
I-
part, for the most part, it is.
there you go. That's it.
There we go. I found it. For the most part, I believe it's more so to do with what Isabella gifted me with, I suppose.
Would I know anything about any of the other gifts like that, or no?
you know that certain clans have access to certain disciplines or amalgam powers that they've developed. The La Sombra have their own discipline entirely. Like, it's not an amalgam, it's not a
Okay.
combination of skills. It is frightening too from what you've heard, but you've never seen anything firsthand.
So now,
Just try to keep it in check, because not all werewolves are as kind as she was.
Well, it was fairly in check. And then, lo and behold, we now know that it's quite visible when you have the nose for it.
Or the giant claws.
I was making a pun. You've become very serious.
I don't.
Like nose, like werewolf.
That. Yeah.
Are you familiar
yeah.
with the Red Riding Hood?
This is the closest I've ever been to a werewolf,
Same.
and an angry werewolf.
Oh, same. It's like we lived the same moment together.
There's a sudden coldness that comes over your left hand, the ring finger, and the pinky. Almost like something is wrapped itself around the two of them. Albert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, you.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would-
you.
It would be.
I got
yeah.
because I have the ghost power. I forget.
And as you look down, you see the same little boy from the picture that Connie had. Kind of just has come up and has held on to you two fingers like he's looking for somebody.
Oh hello. Is there someone that you're looking for?
He turns his face up towards you, and half of it is missing.
That's not in character. I said, oh, why? Is everything all right?
You see his lips move, but you don't hear any sound coming out of them.
Can I attempt to read his lips?
You know what?
When this happens, do we hear him talking to nothing?
Yes, you hear
I hope
him
so.
talking to nothing and looking down towards his left-hand side. Let's have-
I kind of back up towards Connie.
Yeah.
and
Is
I'm
this
like,
is this a new attribute to Simon?
let's have you roll
See,
intelligence and
what?
awareness.
Intelligence and awareness.
So that's 2 and 3, so that's 5. You're at hunger 1, surprisingly. So 4 regular
So-
dice, 1 hunger dice.
4 regular dice. 1 hunger dice.
Connie, you need to watch him.
I really want
I-
to know what Isabella gave to him that is so enraging for the
Shit,
clans.
all right.
Because
8
that's
on
gonna
the
make
floor.
him.
8 on the floor. That's not even a dance song.
8 on the floor. 8 on the hunger.
That's 2 successes.
A 1, another 8,
3.
and a 9.
4 successes. He looks like he's saying, "Where's my mama? I'm looking for my mama." And there's a sudden moment where he turns towards the room that is Joshua's, and then it's almost like he lets go and he starts running out the door. And the second he gets to the door, he vanishes.
Damn, I wanted to show him the photo. Connie, can I see that photo again of the little boy?
I think I left it in the box.
The box in the room the little boy just ran into?
No, he ran out the front door.
Oh, you're at the front door.
So wait, did he run like through us? Because I
Yeah.
was at the front. We were at
Yeah,
the front
yeah.
door.
So did we feel him?
There's a sudden coldness that comes over the area.
I hate this house. I hate this house.
You know,
I hate
it's
this house.
that happens sometimes. I think there's some like a draft in the house. It comes and goes sometimes. So I
Ooh,
wouldn't
I'm gonna
be
go
too
with the
worried
photo.
about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Unless
I'm
it's
gonna
something else. Is it something
gonna-
else?
Bring it back to them.
Okay. The room inside where the photo is frigid. Even to your dead skin, you feel that there is a temperature change.
Young man, are you in here as well? I just saw you run out the front door. Or is this your mother?
You hear that from the other room.
Is there somebody in the house?
Who's a fuck is he talking to?
You know, I volunteer you to find out because you're a lot better with these things. Everyone's just accused me of how bad of a liar I am, so
I
if
didn't
you go, I'll be
accuse
right
you.
behind you.
I just made a statement. And I start walking. And I start like slowly walking into the room.
Yeah. The second
Like,
you cross the
hey.
threshold, you can feel the temperature shift.
Well, before I like even get there, I'm like, hey, big guy, you okay in there?
I'm looking for that photograph.
Yeah.
Who you talking to? And I just then I cross into the threshold. Like,
You notice that the photo has been moved under the bed, almost near the hole. And as you kind of like bend down to look at it, you see it just kind of teeter and then just fall into the actual hole itself.
What hole?
There's a hole under
There-
the bed.
There's a hole under the bed.
There was a hole in it?
There's
Yep.
a hole under the bed.
Yeah.
listen, as somebody who's watched all the Conjuring movies over again, don't go into the dark hole into the bed that goes leads downward. Nothing good comes from that.
Nothing good is in the hole under the bed.
So I see him like bend down.
Yep.
I'm gonna push the bed. I have potence one.
What do you?
That's strong enough
What do you?
to move a bed.
I mean, which potent power do you have?
Alright, the cool one.
The cool.
You don't get the one that adds
Lethal-
adds
lethal
your
body.
strength
Lethal
to
body?
level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a moment where you call on the blood that you've tasted from Melvin, and you can
That's from Melvin.
feel that kind of rush that you must imagine that Betty feels every time that she darts like an arrow into somebody's throat. And there's a heavy kind of scraping sound that is audible throughout the house. But sure enough, you move the bed over. There's the picture kind of staring up at you from the hole, and it's next to a note.
Pick up the note and the photo.
Okay. There's a moment where you reach down and you grab the photo and the note, and it almost feels like something very slowly and very meticulously just ices across the forearm as it crosses the threshold of the hole. It's almost like 4 knives kind of slowly crawling across your skin and wrapping. And then it's the second you pull out, it just disappears. But you can see that there's 4 kind of lines of your skin, almost like very thin fingers have kind of wrapped around your forearm, and have darkened the skin. Excuse me. And as you kind of come into the light, the shadows fade almost instantly.
On my arm?
Yep.
Okay. What does the note say?
The note just says, "See you at our usual spot." Is Connie still gonna stay at the doorway once she hears the bed being moved, or?
Well, no. I'm okay. So I'm behind Melvin, and I'm like, what is he doing?
I don't think.
What does
they're
that
connected.
sound?
Are these connected?
He's trying.
Please, if you're
He's, try-
connected.
he's moving the bed.
Oh, for crying out loud! And I go past you, and I say, "Hey,
This doesn't feel
hey,
connected.
you're not supposed to be down there. We gotta go. We
Is
have
it
places to
deep hole?
go." What?
The
Is
hole.
it deep? It was
Yeah.
a hidey hole.
Yeah, if you look into the hole, it gets deeper. There's a pocket of earth that has been kind of packed.
Okay.
Looks like there's tunnels underneath the house.
Do I see that, Will, and kind of recognize what this is?
No, you can see that there's a hole because he's moved the bed.
Okay.
But you'd
No,
have to
because
like
since I have one,
you'd have to like look into the hole to see the.
I'll look into the hole.
I'm gonna go into the hole because I know the
Oh,
hole.
excuse me. Oh,
Yeah, I'm familiar with the hole.
You can't just get into holes like that.
I can get into any hole I want.
Well,
is it big enough to fit, or do like I have to like struggle to get in, or do I have to wiggle, or can I just
No,
fit right
no,
in?
it is. You slide right in.
Okay.
Hmm
Is it a deep, dark hole?
There's a slope. Uh,
Fingerprint.
yeah, there's a slope to
You're
it.
such a child.
Might as well be 12. Uh, and
Moderna.
and as you slide in, it does look like this is where like a coven of vampires would exist. The tunnels look like they go into other pockets. Like this is where a good half dozen or so vampires can safely sleep from the day, away from the sunlight.
Uh, this is interesting.
surprisingly, that's not at all why I went down there. I came for the photo.
Why do you have that photo?
He's looking for his mum.
Who?
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 Little boy.
In the photo?
Yes, it's not young Joshua. It's I actually didn't catch his name, but he had half a face, apparently, which is surprising, I suppose.
Okay, so werewolves, ghost kids, vampires. What's next?
Zombies?
You feel comfortable sleeping here? And I look right at Connie.
I mean, is it the greatest place? No. But since starting my vampiric chapter, this is where I've been. This is where I was born, pretty much.
Did you have to sleep in the hidey hole?
Yeah, I sleep here every night.
In the bed or the hidey hole?
The hidey hole. Why are you calling it the hidey hole?
How many times
How
can we
many
say
things?
hidey hole in a
It's just
minute?
a hole.
It's where you go to hide. It's a hidey hole.
Okay, well,
I just shake my head and I just start climbing out. I'm like,
I mean, it gets cozier.
Does it feel cold in there, Melvin?
what? Is it
Does
still
it feel
cold?
cold in there? Yes.
It felt cold when I came in.
Interesting.
Was that another ghost kid?
I think so.
There's multiple. I don't do ghosts.
Oh, I can see them sometimes.
Of course you can.
Yes. Connie, remember?
You're right. You're right.
Yes, there we go. It's been a while since the
It's been
dog.
so long. It's been like at
Yeah.
least 4 days since your last encounter with the ghosts.
Remember, I haven't experienced that though.
I feel like it's
No,
been at
you
least a week
haven't.
or so.
No, yeah.
So hold on, we're okay. If he talks to ghosts and has some kind of perfume on that makes werewolves see him and want to murder him.
I'm gonna call it a gift.
I would say the latter half of that description, no. The first
Okay.
half you kind of get used to, but you do have to make sure he doesn't walk into traffic when he's talking to one of his
Did I
ghost
walk
friends.
Did I walk into
No.
traffic?
No, but you also take so long when you're walking and like
I mean,
you're being
he
interrupted. Don't you remember
was-
when we were chasing that girl
He
by
was
the
following
bar?
me.
Yes, that
I
happened
felt
when we were
really
chasing.
guilty about that.
I just start walking backwards as they're doing that. I'm just
I
like,
was really guilty about that.
Well, wait, before
Sidling out of the room.
yeah, I'm just like,
Yep.
just
yeah.
but wait, so
Yeah.
you found the hole because you chased a boy Ghost.
no, the boy, and I just pointed the front door,
I knew it.
or in the direction of it. The boy went that way.
Then why are you in the hole?
Because I wanted. He asked me where his mother was, and I wanted to get the photograph.
Gotcha. Okay. Did you find anything else to your liking in here?
I found this note.
Oh, I wrote that.
You wrote it. Wait,
I
when
wrote
did you,
that note.
when did you write this?
Some shortly before you two arrived, I received a phone call. And they had a message for Joshua, said we would, I'll meet you at our usual spot, and I felt like that was important to leave for him, so
You asked what the spot was.
I absolutely did not.
Oh, right.
Well, I thought that would be a little bit more suspicious. I wanted some if the note were to be found, I would hope that Joshua would know what the spot is. If I said meet you at the spot in the center of town under the streetlight, I feel like that would
That's
put him
actually
in a
very
predicament.
specific. It would be be very helpful.
I get that. Look, I know that it's important to find him, but
We know. I think we know where he is.
we do.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can't go
that's-
there.
With
That's
those
what I was
like,
about to.
ropes.
That's what I was about to bring up. As I walk back in.
Oh, welcome back.
Um,
Oh, look out behind you!
I draw
Got
my
you.
gun and I
Oh,
just point
no!
No,
And I
thank
pull
you.
out my gun.
No, I don't pull out the gun. Like I just go, and I pull one of the stakes out. And I put it back over. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
He
And I put it
he
back
can't
over.
he can't see ghosts if he's in torpor.
Yeah.
How many of my characters can Jeff try to kill?
What are we gonna do about the sheriff? Because we know where he is, but we can't go there. I'm not going there.
I'm also not going there.
None of us can go.
You can go.
Yeah, you can definitely go.
I mean, maybe.
I
She said
believe
that
that
I was probably allowed there, but I'm not there. Wait, what are you
Did she not-
thinking?
Did she not consider you part of him because of your blood? You're like his property or something.
I mean,
Kin, not property.
I'm his
There we go.
kin, yeah. I'm no one's property.
It's been 3 weeks real
Ah.
time.
No, but I mean, we need
Well,
to give him something.
The sheriff.
The sheriff.
I
don't think he would, in his right mind, if we told him the truth, go after Joshua.
we don't know that. We don't
There's too
know
much
that he
going on.
wouldn't be angry enough to send a bunch of disposable vampires into this, and then we cause a civil war.
I don't think he has that many vampires at his disposal.
He's got too much going on right now. The dragon's in town. There's the hunters.
Aren't they looking
Yeah.
for a baron?
There's the Baron. That's another thing also.
I think there's too much to. I think if anything, if I believe that if the sheriff asks, "Where's Joshua?" we go, "He's with the werewolves." But if he doesn't ask, he doesn't need to know at the moment. There's too many things going on right now that we need to figure out. Like, what's so specific about Barnaby's bookstore? Why was that the last location? Or the most recent one? What's there? Is that the usual spot? Is there a book we need to check out? Or is there a special?
I agree, but I don't like being caught with my pants down. I'd rather we come to this some kind of agreement on what we're going to say instead of coming up with it on the spot.
Say we tell him the truth.
We don't necessarily have a good track record with coming up with things on the spot.
I look at Connie.
I don't look at Connie. I do not look at Connie. I just say that and I'm staring straight ahead. I mean that in no way. I'm just saying I think we need to come to an agreement. And then I look at Connie, say especially you, because this is closer home to you than it is to us. I have my loyalty to my clan and my city, but I have loyalty to you and him.
Hell yeah. I heard a teen say that.
Well, there's no reason for us to go straight to the sheriff with the information that we have about Joshua when we have all of these other pieces that we need to put together. I agree. He may not go looking for him at the moment. Plus, I have the paperwork that I know the sheriff has a lot more questions, but I have what we gave to Joshua. So that could be a trade with the sheriff if need be, but we could also trade additional information, which we'll probably find by exploring all these business cards, especially the Barnaby's bookstore.
What are we trading him for?
I don't know. It depends on what we discover.
I don't think we're in a position to be trading specifically.
We're trading him for our freedom from his task.
How many more missions would you like to go on? Don't you want to finish your research? Or do you want to play errand boy for the rest of eternity?
I don't want to be anyone's errand boy. I'm putting it out there that I believe we may be in a better position to give the information that we currently have, and then continue on gathering the rest and using the. We can tell the sheriff, "Oh, oi, sheriff, he's with the werewolves," and that's all he knows because that's all we know. We're not lying to him. And then when we have further information like the dragon's location, who the new baron's going to be, or the location of the Diablerizer, then we can go, oh, we have this information, and you can have it. That's not right accent. And you can have it. But it's going to cost you. Passage out of Salem, maybe, if we want it. My sire is gone. I have no real ties to the city that's not the both of you. And the tasks that I have standing with me.
What do you think, Melvin? I take your opinion. I hold your opinion in very high regard. No offense, Simon. I hold yours as well.
You can call me Albert.
Well, I have to get used to it, because what if I call you Albert in the middle? I'm going to call you Simon.
I'm going to say my name's Simon Albert. And you just call me by my middle name.
All right, well, Albert.
What
do you think, Melvin?
I think that right now the sheriff's probably. Let me ask you this. Hold on a second before I start going into my monologue here.
One improv class, bro.
Yeah, I thought we did give the sheriff copies already.
Yeah,
of the paperwork.
That's how you found out about
Grant. We did already.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we already did give him that paperwork.
Yeah.
So we don't have that leverage on him.
That's true.
Anymore. So I just wanted to refresh that before I go into this.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
3, 2, 1. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure the sheriff is preoccupied with everything else that's going on. Everything Albert just listed. I guarantee we're not the only ones on this, and there's other stuff above our pay grade. I don't think we should sit on it for too long. I don't know Joshua that well, but I know he's your sire. So I'm not going to step on your toes. If it was me, and somebody came up to me and told me, "Oh, he's with the werewolves," I'm done looking for that guy or girl, especially with everything that's going on in this city. We don't know what the fuck the anarchs are doing across the river, and we may have to risk our necks to find out. We don't know who this Baron is. All I know is that we've got 6 business cards now, and there's something that connects all of them. The night is young. We've already faced death, you and me once, and I look at Albert, him, I guess 2 or 3 times already with the ghost people. but I think we should at least. We're not gonna be able to hit. I doubt we're gonna be able to hit all these places tonight. But we might as well get a head start on it. There's something about these.
Fine, then I'll agree. Obviously, to tell the sheriff.
But I am not going out of my way to tell him, though.
Just
I'm
ring
not
him.
saying for us
That
to go
would be
and tell
fair.
him now.
Thank you.
I say we go check out one of these places.
I agree. Chewy. Did they see the charm or whatever that was hanging off that was in that package as well?
In the
I don't
box?
remember. No, the package with the hand and the thing that like the.
I think I made a joke about the hand, if I remember in
Yeah.
the last episode.
Yeah.
It was a hand with the same like necklace thing that she was wearing.
she had,
as
yeah.
for protection.
Yes.
And the card.
Yeah. If you showed them the contents of the box, then yeah, they would have seen it. It wouldn't have been glaring unless somebody pointed to it and brought attention to it.
I actually think I checked it out, didn't I?
You might have.
It was just the shark tooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I was near you, Connie, because we were both talking to her at the front.
It was the Bowie knife. That's what I checked out. It was the Bowie knife, not the
Mm.
shark tooth.
Okay.
Which Connie has.
Yeah, I'm asking if they know I have this shark tooth and what it does.
No.
It does something.
Okay. Well, if worse comes to worse and I have to go in and I'll do all of this, but if I learn that there is going to be some sort of attack for one reason or another, I'm going to separate and I'm going to go into and find Joshua and warn him.
I don't blame you,
Neither
and I
do
won't stop you.
I don't think it's in the sheriff's best interest to go after lycanthropes.
I'm just putting it out there. It's really weird to have to chase my sire and also protect my sire. This is a very weird place for me to live in. And I want to be helpful. But I also don't want to betray him. So I'm just making it clear that I will care and always protect you guys. But if I have to go, I'm going to go.
I understand.
So where are we going?
I'm in the mood for a bookstore. How about the both of
So,
you?
Will, I'm looking at the map you sent us.
Mhm.
So, the cards, because there's 3 that are within close proximity of each other, towards Dallas Highway Northwest. How far is that from the house? Which color is the closest one to us?
The closest one was Gunther's Holdings, right?
Yep.
Because I wrote that down.
Yep.
I believe so.
It's the one in
Oh, I
Edgewater.
see. And the X is where we're at right now, right?
Yeah.
The little cross?
Yeah.
Okay. So we should probably head down Yola Drive just to the purple one. That seems to be the closest one. Whichever the
Yeah.
purple is.
In order of proximity, you have Gunther's, then you have Tower Records, I believe, then Colleen's, then Roscoe's, then Barnaby's, and then the Red Eye Lounge. That's in proximity from the house. But they also are scattered, so if you go to one, the others become further away.
So am I looking at the wrong map? With the stars on them?
No, the ones with
That
the
you put in the
stars.
Discord?
No, the ones with the stars are. Here we go. So yeah, so Gunther's is the purple star.
Okay, that's what I was. Yeah.
Tower is blue.
Okay.
Colleen's is green. Roscoe's is orange. The red eyes, the arrow going up to Salem Town. because it's outside of the map. And then Barnaby's is the 4-point star.
Where it says Chapman Corner.
Maybe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I say we go to purple, which is Gunther's, because that's the closest one, and work our way north.
Colleen's was green.
Yep, green star.
Tower was blue.
Blue star.
Mhm.
And is that a black star above? No. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Where's Red Eye? Which one's that?
Red Eye is outside of the map. It's where the arrow,
Outside of-
the arrow that says to Salem Town.
Yes.
That up there. It's north of that.
Outside the map in bold.
That's a
Okay.
trek to get out there.
Okay. And then Chapman Corner would be the bookstore, yes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yes, I believe that's a good plan.
Okay. So you guys all get into the murder wagon.
Yeah.
There's a couple of 70s hits going on right now on the radio as you make your way down to Gunther's. And when you pull up, you see that it is currently open. There is a large kind of concrete, what should have been a warehouse, because you can see the river kind of on the other side of it. It's one large warehouse and two smaller warehouses that are thin but long that kind of flank it. There's an office and there's a small kind of gate that has a small kind of guardhouse there. And as you pull up, the security guard is an older male. Looks to be maybe in his 50s, kind of tan complexion, no facial hair, a wild mop of head hair that he kind of swoops back and puts on a hat as you arrive, and these kind of simple brown eyes. How can I help you folks tonight? Accessing one of your storage units?
Yeah. She's got a storage unit here.
No. Let me see your membership card then, and I'll buzz you through.
Card.
Oh, the card. Up here.
I grab the card and show it to him.
He grabs it. He's like, well, this is awfully nice of you, but this is our business card, and he hands it back to you. I need a membership card. Slightly different. It's plastic.
I'm gonna lean in.
Oh, here we go.
Well, he does that. I look at the back of the card. Is there anything written on the back of the card?
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing written on the back of the card, but make a wit and awareness roll for me.
Okay.
Jesus, 4 and 2 is 6. Hunger 1, so 5 regular, 1 hunger.
1 success.
Okay.
Because my other success got canceled out.
There's no canceling, remember.
Oh, so then the ones don't cancel the successes out?
No, one's only counted there on your hunger dice, and if you rolled no successes.
Been getting me too. It's been getting me
Okay,
too.
no.
Okay.
So I got 2.
2 successes. It looks like something was written on top of the card, though, because there's indentations, there's tiny grooves, so you can see that the light kind of helps you see as you move the card in your hand as you're about to give it back to Connie. But Albert, you pull yourself up from the back seat.
Oh no. Well, I just realized what we need to do.
Yeah, I also, out of character, I know what we have to do, but Albert doesn't know.
Time to be an agent of chaos.
Just gonna mesmerize.
Yep. And mesmerize is level 2.
Yep.
So there's definitely a rouse check.
Yep. How do I do that? Not. Do I just roll the 1 hunger die?
Roll 1 die.
Roll 1 die. It's a 2.
Okay, so your hunger goes up by 1.
Nice.
And you start to have, as you pull yourself up and you call on the blood, you hear a response. There's suddenly visions that start to flood your memories. And as you pull yourself forward, grabbing onto Melvin and Connie's seat and pulling yourself into that space between the two of them, you start to remember just how you pulled yourself closer to that one monk in Italy. How he pulled his neck to the side, his head, and he willingly showed you where best to take from him. And that wretched vileness in your mouth of questioning if this was truly what your existence amounted to. And just Isabella's voice behind you. He is willing. Please continue. And you start to wonder if you're ever going to be able to get her voice out of your head every time that you feed. And just that very simple, please continue. He is willing. And those 5 words have built the foundation of how you feed. And the blood focuses up into your voice, and you say what to this guard?
I would know Joshua's last name, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it again?
I'll tell you right now. It is Allen's.
Could you show us to Joshua Allen's container?
You see,
Or Joshua Allen's storage.
There's a moment where he kind of takes in the request. Excuse me. He looks at the other two of you, and then you see him nod as he hits a button, and the arm goes up. He's like, "Yeah, let me show you to Joshua Allen's container." And he starts to walk out of the little office and walk you over to one of the thin, kind of smaller units. And you park and you get out and you follow him on foot. Excuse me.
Well, as we're driving, I go to Albert and I go, "That's what I want you to do all the time." useful.
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I
So you follow him through the front door into the actual containers, and you start to see that there's shipping containers that have been kind of placed next to each other that make up this this one storage unit housing, but it's 2 levels. There's one on top of the other, and there's a gangplank, almost like what you would imagine you'd see in a prison, like Alcatraz or things like that, or the Pennsylvania like penitentiary. Like they're thin. There's that metallic kind of railing. The stairs are metallic, but there's 2 containers stacked, and then there's like a 12-foot to maybe 15-foot long hallway between the other another pair of containers that are stacked, and then there's just maybe, rough count, you'd say like 50 or 60 of them that are just lined up from entrance to like towards the riverfront. And as you're walking down, he stops at one of them and he knocks on it with his flashlight, and then you see him kind of like shake the haze out of his mind, and he just looks over at the 3 of you. He's like, how did we get here?
You walked us, sir.
Oh, must have blacked out there for a second.
It's alright. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, just, newborn just takes it out of me. But all right, if you need anything, I'll be back at my kiosk. And
Absolutely.
he starts to walk away whistling.
Did he say newborn?
Yeah.
Alright, no one kill him.
How sweet of you. I grab the card. I stare at the card in my hand and I go, flip the other ones over. Let me see the other ones, Connie.
Sure. I grab
And
them.
I flip them all over.
Yep.
And I'm going to look and see if I see the imprint on all of them.
They all do have some imprint on them. And it's almost like the Tower Records card. The lipstick is not just random, kind of like Remember Me. It is there to hide the indentations. So the Tower Records one is going to be difficult to try and figure out what it says.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, remind me, guys. I'm going to need a sheet. I'm going to have to get a sheet of paper when we get somewhere and a pencil.
I always have a pen and paper, a pencil and paper on me. I'm a researcher.
Okay.
I take out my little handy notepad.
It is full of scribbles and notes about where Atlantis might be. And who went
Okay, so I grab it from them.
An Atlantean.
And I open it up and I find an empty page.
Yep.
I rip it out. I hand it back to him. And I'm like, pencil?
It was bound in Italy.
And now it's ripped in America. Pencil?
Yankee bastard. And I hand you a pencil. You're gonna break that in half too,
So
huh?
I get them. So I get them all, and I
For
try
America.
To remember, yeah, USA, USA. So I lay them out in the positioning that they were on the counter,
Okay.
and I add the latest one into the empty spot where it was.
Okay.
And before I do this, I'm gonna look around and see if there's a camera.
There are not. There's no cameras here.
Perfect. Just checking. I'm gonna get the pencil on the paper. I'm gonna press it, and I'm gonna start doing that, scraping thing.
Okay.
Oh, so while you do that, how do we're not in, right?
No, you're standing outside the container.
I guess it's time to pick a lock. I certainly don't have a key.
I'm fairly certain you're strong enough to rip it off.
Sometimes, and I look up and I go, sometimes things need finesse.
Did we
And
not just
not
have this
brute strength.
conversation
Yes,
this evening?
because I picked the other lock.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, fine. Can I rip the lock off?
Okay, so no finesse. Okay.
Point.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to pick a lock, and you're busy.
I do. Do you want to do this?
No, I want to open up the container.
Oh, okay. Open up the container. Open it up.
I don't even know what I'm scraping for. I don't know what you're doing.
Why wasn't that your accent? That would have been amazing.
Could you
Hi, I'm
imagine?
Connie.
I'm Connie.
I'm a vampire.
Somebody help me open the door.
That's my hole that I sleep in.
Don't you know? It's so cozy.
It's so sweet and cozy and warm.
It
I
is
don't
a
know
bit
how-
of a draft. Likes to
I don't know
comfort
how
its
we went-
mommy.
I want to go home.
The little child, he calls all the time.
He comes in all the time. He's missing half his face. Just don't look
Oh,
him straight in the
okay.
eye,
Just don't
because
look
he's
him
only
straight in
got
the
the
eye.
one.
So let's have Connie make a strength and athletics roll, which is going to be
This is supposed to
4.
be the serious one.
A strengths and athletics.
So it's got
Okay.
4 dice. You have 1 hunger, so it's 3 regular and 1 hunger. Do you want to rouse the blood to enhance your dice?
Great. I got a 7 on my hunger dice, a 6, an 8, and a 2.
3 successes. All right, so you didn't need to rouse. Sure enough, as Melvin is kind of sitting there, scratching the lead over the paper and the cards, you kind of grab the lock that's there, which is not a key lock. It is actually a combination lock. So it's easier to kind of pop, and with a satisfying kind of crack, the U-bolt comes free.
Aha! All right. Let's see what's inside. And I start lifting the.
Oh no! It opens outward like French doors.
Oh well.
Yeah. And as excuse me, as the rubber seal of the doors comes apart, the first thing that hits you is the stench of death.
Oh.
It is pungent, and if you were alive, this would be like a gut punch of a scent. Like Richard Pryor said, it is not an odor, it is an odeer. And as you look inside, you see what looks to be a ramp of wood that kind of comes up maybe about 1.5 feet off the ground. So it's maybe 4 feet, 5 feet long into this container, and then the rest of it is just kind of mulch and dirt and sand, and there's just a bunch of dead bodies in different states of decomposition. Not all of them
What?
human. There are animal bones in here. You can see an almost decayed carcass of like what looks to be a fox, maybe a small dog, maybe a cat even.
What's in there, guys?
Things.
Like a museum of horror.
I want to go check out the
Cool.
human bodies.
Okay.
Is it? Oh wait, I can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Are there any bodies in there that still have a face that I might recognize?
In the back, um, towards the back, since you can see in the dark, and Mel and Albert kind of has to stay where the light hits. You can make your way back there, and
Okay.
you notice that there's extra care given to the ones back here. Some of them have been painstakingly preserved, almost.
Be careful in there.
There's the body of a woman who looks to be in the throes of just rapture.
Rapture.
Yeah, like in the middle of what you would imagine good sex looks like.
Oh God.
All of their faces are kind of near that, except for one who stands out, who looks like he was captured in a moment of fear, and it's been emblazoned onto his face forever. And you recognize him immediately. This is Sean. This is Sean Eastworm, your younger brother.
You're right, Connie.
He looks older. He looks like this was done maybe once he got to like about 40, late 40s. And it looks like it was done mercilessly.
E-
You
Can
can't you can't see that far into the container, Albert, but you can hear that
Yeah.
there's been a shift in her stance.
Connie, you're right.
I can't do this anymore.
What's the matter?
I'm gonna lean in and I want to like look at. I want to kind of almost inspect him,
Mhm.
but I'm still very afraid.
I go, Albert, finish this.
Yes, of course.
And I get up and I walk in.
You have dark vision?
I have Protean one, sir. I have Eyes of the Beast.
Oh,
Is that what Protean does?
that's what Protean does.
I'm coming back for round 2, baby boy. I'm coming back for round 2. I can see ghosts. You can see in the dark.
Yeah.
I'll let you go come for round 2 and 3. How many rounds does I need him to turn?
Yeah.
To become my
To
slave?
become Bloodbound, it's 3.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
I got what, a week before it wears off.
2 weeks.
All right, we're almost there.
Almost. But sure enough, as you kind of adjust your eyes, you blink a couple times, you see the end of the container itself, and you can see excuse me, there along the way as you're walking towards her, you can see that there's bodies that have just kind of been haphazardly buried. Some of them have been kind of taken more pains to hide than others. Some just sit there on top, like animal bones for sure, just sit on top. But there's like a half dozen that you can smell formaldehyde off of. There's been a care,
Right.
like almost a taxidermy level of attention taken to these people, and you can see that she's kind of bent over one of them, almost hovering with her hands, kind of trying not to move it, but also trying to inspect it. And there's just this very low, underbreath kind of commentary to her.
your 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 Joshua's got an interesting decor.
With your wits and awareness, you can see that there is a familial resemblance to the two of them.
I squat down next to her, and I kind of look at him, and look at her. You okay?
These are the moments where I miss being a human. I can't even fucking cry.
As she says that and turns to you, you do see that she is crying tears of blood.
I don't know what any of the fuck this is. I don't know why he would go after him. Well, I guess I do know why he would go after him, but
I like reach in for like a handkerchief or something in my trench coat and see if there's anything.
I would assume that, that you have something, and if not, one of the bodies there definitely has one.
Yeah, I'll just like, whoo, but I'll grab it and I'll just be like,
You got schmutz on your
you are
face.
crying, and I grab it, and I just kind of like, yeah, I give it to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I'm taking it. It's the family resemblance isn't just a strange coincidence.
no. This is my brother, Sean. He wasn't the greatest brother or human, but I certainly would have preferred to have been the one to take his life if I had to.
So
But
is
it's
this
strange.
sorrow, or are you upset because you weren't the one that got to do it?
I'm upset because it was done without my knowledge. And I'm also relieved. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I imagine that he would be old and gray by now. And I would have spent the rest of my life running away from wherever he was. And here he is. It's weird to see that he's not a threat, but is still just as terrifying as the last time I saw him.
I kind of reach down and I grab the body and I just kind of look at the face. And I just look and I just say, well, if it's any consolation, it looks like he suffered.
Yeah. There's writing behind him.
No, I look and see what it says. I'm like, Connie.
Wrath.
It says wrath?
Mm-hmm.
Wrath, yeah.
And then you notice that each body
I'm gonna look at you.
has
Yeah,
a sin attached to it. Gluttony, greed, sloth.
Are these the seven deadly sins? Are there 7 of them?
There's 6 of them.
Who's missing?
Which one's missing?
Vengeance.
is he doing this?
I hate to ask, but is Joshua the most stable person?
He's. I mean, did I think? Are you asking me if I thought he had a storage unit filled with bodies, one being my brother and some preserved? No. I mean, he's a guy's guy. He keeps to himself. He's strong-minded and grounded. This doesn't match the this doesn't match him, but now I feel like I've never known him. But obviously this has to be his. It's under his name, and he left it for us.
In my past life, I was a detective. I saw shit like this, not like this. I've seen some bad stuff, but this is beyond anything I've seen. I don't know why he'd want you to see this.
Unless he wants me to finish it. And I gotta get out of here.
You said there. I go up to the second floor.
Yep. Same thing. Containers.
Now, were those things like none of them were within? So this is just one container. The other ones aren't attached to it.
No.
Like through a path. Oh, I thought they were a path. Okay.
No.
I look through his like body to see if I like on his person when she leaves, see if I find anything.
As you try to look through his stuff, any movement you do to him moves the entire body. Like the whole thing has been kind of frozen in his position. Also, the sin that's missing is pride.
Oh, pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the traditional. The traditional one is pride. More modern ones call it vengeance. I like the traditional one better. And some of his stuff, excuse me, has been sewn together, so that it kind of. This reeks of not just scent-wise, but of taxidermy. Like, this is macabre in every sense of the word.
Do I know that Joshua can and has been into taxidermy?
He's talked about.
Would I know that?
He's talked about how he used to kind of want to create trophies out of some of the hunts from back in his human days. But that's also because he was living out west. He was during the whole Civil War era. Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know, like, that was I definitely don't know that he's been doing any sort of taxidermy.
Not at all.
Okay. I'm not quite out of the container yet.
Yeah.
But I look to Melvin and I say, is there anything else that we need to see in here?
Not that I can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't even let you finish speaking. The moment that you say that, I just turn around and walk out.
Excuse me. As you look around after she walks out, like, you can see the use in having this at your disposal. It is a place to kind of dump bodies, to kind of let them wither away, forgotten about. And you can see that there are some kind of mushrooms that are growing. It looks like they've been cultivated.
Cool. I'm gonna go over to one. Go over. I'm gonna. Are there any that if I were to call Albert in, that he could see it or no?
Growing, yes, only because the doors have been closed for so long. But they do grow kind of further in where it's darker.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one.
Okay.
I'm gonna rip it off.
There's a soft kind of spongy feel as you pull it out of the ground. It's nothing strange about it.
And I'm gonna take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Is
I'm gonna walk out.
Albert,
All finished.
if you could please make me an intelligence and science, yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, boy.
7, so 5 regular, 2 hunger.
They call me Science Boy.
Nobody calls you that.
Okay. We got 3 and 5
My mama
on
called
my
me
hunger die.
Yep.
2, 4, 9, 4, 4.
So 1 success.
Thanks.
Do you want to spend a willpower to reroll 3 regular dice?
I was gonna.
Okay. Tell me what you get.
9, 4, and 3.
Okay, so you go up to 2 successes.
Right.
The mushroom he brings out is something you've seen before, only because you were warned not to ingest them when you were alive, because they're hallucinatory.
Okay. What is it? Do I know the name?
I mean, I'll research it later, but it is definitely it is definitely one of those mushrooms that druggies would take to kind of go on vision quests.
Hold. Oh, okay. I can come up with a fake science name.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's called Tetica hypnotic.
Yep,
Primarily found in Eastern Europe.
science boy.
Why would he be growing hallucinogenic mushrooms in a cargo container of death?
I mean, I believe. What?
There's a bunch. I look at Connie. There's a bunch of bodies in there.
Alright.
Well, how do these mushrooms grow? What do they need in order to grow besides darkness? What nutrients do they need?
Most normal mushroom nutrients, but the fun thing about these is that they make you hallucinate. The drugs.
I guess I mean, yeah, the question is why are they here, but are they also does that because there's moss and stuff in here? Who would think that's in a container? He has dead animals in here. Is it possible that there's something in these animals that kind of like, because you can, if I remember, I'm pretty sure you can hallucinate off of like cow dung mushrooms.
I suppose my real question is, did it look like these? Were there more? Did it look like that they had been specifically grown into one section, or was it just like sparse around the area?
I found them around the cargo container.
Yeah, they're clustered. They're clustered around the dead animal carcasses.
All around the animal carcasses. Now, my question is,
Yes.
I look at Connie and I'm like, I'm sorry. Do these, can these affect vampires?
Suppose there's only one way to find out.
Oh,
But the last time I was a guinea pig, I lost my wedding ring, and I don't want to be a guinea pig again.
the
I'll
only
take it.
reason.
Oh.
No, wait. The only reason I ask, Connie, what we saw in there, is there a chance that he used these, was using these for some kind of god complex
What
to
else
get
was
him
in
to
there?
do those? There was a few bodies
All right.
that were not just decomposing; they were almost like a taxidermist. They were sewn shut. They were frozen with formaldehyde in place.
All right.
Some no, not my place to say. But the bodies had the 6 of the 7 deadly sins around them written.
It was a missing sin.
Pride.
Interesting.
Seems Joshua had a hobby.
I mean, the most I could properly guess would be that we're technically dead bodies. The mushrooms would probably fester around the dead, similar to how they were around the animal carcasses. Maybe there's like a vampire drug ring where they grow them inside of vampire. I don't know. It's a very large shot in the dark. But it's a guess. We don't have proper digestive systems, so I wouldn't believe a mushroom because it has to be digested properly before the effect to take place. Yes, so I wouldn't believe that it would have any effect on us unless we were to rouse blood. But even then, that wouldn't necessarily do anything, would it? I've never taken mushrooms before. Is that how they work?
I mean, that's
You
how
have to eat them.
that's how they
Yeah, you
work.
have to
That's
eat
how they
them.
work for you.
So yeah. Okay.
I grab it back from you and I kind of put it in my trench coat. Could be useful later. I close the doors
Okay.
and I know the lock's broken, but I don't know if I can try to because
Like
now that's
jam it into itself.
yeah.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
a
we broke it before we realized it was filled with dead bodies.
yeah. Now your accessories. Yeah, make a strength and athletics roll.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's 3. So you 1 hunger, 2 regular.
A 9 and a 6 on my hunger die, and then a 1.
Okay, so 2 successes. Excuse me.
Having ones on this die like crazy.
Definitely enough to jam it back into place. It's definitely broken now, so it doesn't need a combination. You can just kind of pop it open with a good kind of swift tug, and close it again, same way, kind of just like jamming it into itself.
I just didn't want anybody to come walking by and come in to go get their, dining room set, and then the stench of death
Of course.
waft through there.
I really have no problem trying the mushroom. They call me. I have an iron gullet. It takes very little for me to feel sick.
I think that, especially given what the first stop on what seems is going to be a very interesting journey.
Fine.
I need
At
you.
the end, I want to try the mushroom. If we can't feed it to anybody.
You've earned that right. Albert, what? Anything with that? The little project.
I will let you know before Albert gets into it. If you don't have the eat food merit, the mushroom's not going to do anything to you.
The eat food merit, but I have an iron gullet merit.
Yeah, that just means that you can drink dead blood.
Oh, I forgot I can drink dead blood.
Yeah,
I gotta use that more.
yeah.
I should use it at all.
I'm allergic to garlic.
Nobody has
All right,
to.
then never mind. I thought that's what it meant. That
No,
I
no.
could like
No.
eat a bird or something.
So,
You can eat a bird.
yeah.
You can.
I mean,
You
I guess I
I-
could.
I do.
There's nothing stopping me from eating a bird.
On the back of Roscoe is Wolf 26. The back of Colleen has Flowers 19.
Wait.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Wait.
Hold on, hold on.
Whoa.
We gotta
Wolf
wait,
Roscoe.
Roscoe, ¿qué tiene Roscoe?
California
Wolf
20. Yeah, Wolf 26.
California.
Where's
Espera, and then the other one, Colleen.
Colleen has Flowers 19. Gunther has California 49. The Lounge has Human 12.
And is there one for Barnaby?
Barnaby has Diseases 79.
Diseases. 79.
Yeah. Tower is the only one that's difficult to do because of the lipstick.
Can I ask Melvin what all of this means? What were you doing with these? What were both of you doing with the pencils?
Can I use my archaeology dexterous hands to try and really figure out what it is, or at least get a piece of it?
I mean, archaeology is not going to help you.
I mean, more so my
Would
I-
investigation do anything? With
I
it?
once found a piece of a mage thing, so I think I'm pretty good with finding things.
At first glance, and given the situation that you've been put in today, it
Yeah.
looks like a combination to some kind of lock.
Oh yeah, okay.
But the words kind of throw you off. It could be addresses as well. But there's no real Diseases Boulevard or street.
Oh wait, I thought you were talking about for the tower record.
Also, you probably
No. No.
Can I use investigation and something to try to look at the tower one and figure it out?
Let's have you do dexterity and investigation
Ooh, okay.
to try and be carefully pull the lipstick away without damaging what grooves have already been kind of drawn into this thing. So 5 and 1.
I got a 9, a 6, and then a 1 on my hunger die.
But you actually have successes, so it's not subtracting.
Okay.
You have a 6-die pool, don't you?
Yes, but I got 5 and a 4. And wait, I moved it. It was like a 3.
Do you want to use a willpower point to reroll?
Oh my god. I can roll up to 3, right?
Up to 3 non-hunger dice. So you would get to reroll
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
3 of them. Okay.
Yep. So that way I have the 2 successes and then the 1 on the hunger die.
Yeah.
And then I got a 6, 8, 8.
Okay. So yeah, that was a good willpower roll.
Yeah, because that last willpower roll in the last game
Yeah.
sucked.
As you kind of carefully scrape the lipstick out of the grooves, you're being very careful to kind of let the pencil tip excuse me, kind of slide into the groove, and then you almost make Albert kind of jealous at how carefully you are carving out the grooves of this card and the lipstick, and being really careful with the evidence underneath. It reminds him a lot of some of the previous digs that he's been on. So much so that he remembers that his daughter is somewhere in the city, because she came looking for him. But there is
Well,
an LEFT, and then the number 1, and then an ST.
Okay. So left one street. Or ST. Okay. So. What I'm trying to figure out, but there's not that many streets on the map, is what I'm thinking is that it might be like a, but no, but 79 is not a street. Because like it said Flower 19 for Colleen, but there's an Orchid Heights Road, but
Yeah.
I think I'm reading too much into that. Maybe.
I mean, there's also the Gold Rush of 49 in California, so it could be streets, it could be historical, it could be neither.
Right.
what would Wolf tie into?
Your
I don't
mom?
know, that's what we gotta find out.
Oh,
Oh,
Shit,
Oh.
I'm gonna tell her.
oh,
Get that paradox.
Yep.
All right. So I tell him that says left first street, left one ST.
What about?
Does,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, it's just what. What about here says California or 49? Because there weren't 49 bodies, were there? But I also
how many
assume-
bodies might there have been there?
I can only
Oh,
presume not any of
dozens.
them. I can only presume that not all of them were from California, seeing as I think they had to have been local of some kind.
Well,
Let's
we
go-
know. I can tell you for a fact that my brother isn't. Yeah, my brother's local. He's not from California.
Condolences.
It's fine.
She's okay.
Yes.
Well, what's the number on the storage unit?
The first floor numbers are all either A, B, or C. His is a B, and then there's a 5 numbered code.
Okay. So never mind.
I think we're gonna sit here all day trying to figure this out, and I think we need to keep going. I need to see what else was.
Would it possibly be the order that we were supposed to view them in?
They're all. I mean, then that means that we need to go to Tower Records first.
But however, we wouldn't have known because presumably it'd be Tower to then the lounge, and then from the lounge we'd have to know about the bodies because it's human or something. You know, I don't think that was a good shot in the dark. So, my apologies on that.
This is all I'm gonna say right now. I guess I can appreciate, given what Connie just told me about her brother, that he wasn't exactly the most upstanding person. So his death, with all due respect, Connie, may have been more good than him being alive. Probably those others with the same deadly sins could be the case too. However, I don't know how somebody who's gluttonous is, worth dying, worth killing. But Joshua's not making any lists for top person for me right now, Connie. I'm just being honest. I know we're vampires, but that's something a monster does.
He's his own man. I can't excuse his actions. You are more than encouraged to come to your own conclusion about Joshua.
Do you presume that they're all personal vendettas, or do you think he's specifically looking for someone who fits these sins? Because if so, how do we know he's not secretly trying to find the pride victim now? Be it a politician or something, you know?
For sure.
Well, I can tell you that.
What if this is what he's proud of?
Say it again, he cut out a bit.
What if this is what he's proud of?
You locked it. Okay. Did any of them have
curveballs? No.
Did any of them have what?
Kindred teeth.
Oh, we didn't check that. Right. I can tell you that Sean, if he were to personify any of the deadly sins, would be wrath. No ifs, ands, or buts.
The fact that Sean's one of those people that's there leads me to believe that some of these folks may not have been random.
I don't think they were. He could have found any other wrathful person in Salem. He chose Sean because of the things I've shared with him. Okay.
I think we need to keep moving.
What too?
Well,
I mean, what's closest to us now?
the next spot would be Tower Records, right? Blue?
Yes.
Was Blue Tower?
Blue.
Yeah. Blue Star.
Yeah, Blue Star.
Let's go.
Alright, you guys pack up, drive over to where Tower Records is. You see that it is a 3-story building. It's got a gaudy kind of record angled at like a 30 degrees at the top. It's got these music notes, and you can see that there's a single light on the 3rd floor. The lights look like they're dimmed on the 2nd and 1st floor. And as you walk up, you see that it's closed. There's a couple of kids behind the counter that are counting money, and as the door kind of shakes as you go over to it, they look up at you and they give you the kind of universal sign of their hand at the neck, kind of like, now we're closed.
I hold up the shrooms and I go,
The male kind of tilts his head at you, and the female kind of reaches out to grab him. They have a little verbal kind of back and forth, and then she kind of pouts and crosses her arms as he jumps over the counter and just kind of triumphant shaggy walk to the door.
I know my Tower Records employees.
And you see as he opens the door and he's just like, my man, what can I do for you?
What was Joshua's last name again?
Allen's.
Oh, Allen's. Friends of Joshua Allen's.
I mean,
Name sound familiar to
I
you?
don't recognize the name, but you got the golden ticket.
Awesome. And I just push my way through.
Yeah. He takes the mushroom from you.
Yeah, give it to him.
He just kind of like rubs it under his nose, just kind of inhaling deeply. He coughs and he's like, yo, this stinks like shit.
Yeah, it's a mushroom.
Oh,
And I just go,
I'm gonna trip balls. And he like holds it over his head as he kind of meanders back towards the girl. And she's just like, I can't believe you, Kevin. But he's like, whatever you want to buy, just bring it up to the register. Make sure you get a good discount. Gotta try
thank you, Kevin.
make up for this glorious thing. And you see him kind of like pirouette with the mushroom over his head.
And I just go, ma'am. Then I kind of do the thing with the hat. And I just...
Yeah, she shakes
Walk
her,
through.
she just shakes her head in sighs as she continues counting her register. The first
I'm going
floor,
upstairs.
the first floor of Tower Records is all music, records, cassettes, 8-tracks. The 8-track bins are small, but they're there. And the second floor has a bunch of VHS and Betamaxes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Different movies that have come out over the ages. Excuse me. And there's the beginning of the Criterion collection. There's a stairway that kind of has like a velvet rope. And it kind of corkscrews up. And if you peek past the rope, you can see that it says office.
Okay.
Do I look around? I look around. Are there cameras?
No, there's no cameras.
Okay, I'm
Is
trying
there-
to check.
Is there like a hallway towards the left? Like from the entrance, like I look left. Is there like a specific hallway, or like anything like that, or like a median hallway?
From the main entrance, if you look left, there is just a special section of different kind of plush and toys and kind of collectibles that all have to do with Halloween. And at the top of one of the exhibits is, you know, Bela Lugosi's Dracula and Max Schreck's kind of Nosferatu.
So when he looks away, I kind of step out of Connie's vision.
Mhm.
I rolled an 8, and I do obfuscate. I rolled an 8 on my rolls.
All right, so you don't get hungrier. You activate both your obfuscate abilities.
And I'm going to go past that velvet rope.
Okay. I will tell you that doing anything to the door will break your obfuscate.
Even if I try to pick it?
Picking it, yeah, because you're interacting with the environment.
It says as long as I'm quiet. So, but I guess I wouldn't be quiet with the picking the lock.
I mean, it isn't locked to begin with,
Oh, okay.
but
Can I try to open the door slowly? No, but it'll still make a noise, yeah. So, whatever, I'll open the door.
you
Okay,
won't
I'll open
make
the door.
noise. As you open the door, you see that there is just a desk. There is what looks to be A middle-aged man, wild, kind of blonde hair, what looks to be like very light brown eyes. No facial hair, really, kind of like a 3 o'clock shadow though. Heavier set, kind of like a dad bod, and he is currently snorting cocaine off of his desk.
Welcome to the 80s.
Hmm. He just kind of unfurls the $100 bill that he was using, flicks it a couple times, catches the residue with his finger, and then rubs it into his top kind of gums.
Am I not? I'm not invisible now, right?
No, you're still invisible. You haven't
Okay.
done anything too crazy yet.
So I kind of step around, and I just kind of look around the office and see if there's anything interesting that would pique my, why would Joshua have this business card?
Yeah, there's a futon up here, and it looks like there's a kind of foot locker underneath it. There's a bookshelf with a couple of books, mostly just kind of records, some movies. There's one of those heavy kind of like 25-inch TVs that has a VCR and a kind of Betamax player attached to it. And on top of each of those, there's a record player. There's a Walkman on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
It looks brand new. And there's a couple of like pictures on the bookshelf behind him. It looks like different employees of the store with different kind of musical artists. The biggest one that you kind of recognize is him with Lionel Richie.
Hello.
Is it him you're looking for?
I don't know. Is Lionel Richie a vampire?
Yeah, I mean,
Have you seen him?
him?
Yeah. So there's nothing really like that stands out.
no, not at all.
And this guy's just sitting there snorting cocaine.
Yep. I mean, it looks like he just finished snorting whatever he was prepared for the evening.
Okay.
And you see that he's going over the numbers for the day's sales and whatnot, like he's actually working. But he goes over, stands up and goes around the other side of the desk, goes over to the bookshelf, and he starts to peruse his collection of records. And if you don't stop him, he'll pull one out and kind of spin it in his hand. He's like, puts it on the record player, lets a needle drop.
I'll look on his desk while he's
Excuse me.
doing that.
Just regular business paperwork for Tower Records. You can tell that this is a franchise store. And there's a name that you've seen before. That's kind of off to the side in a this call came in for you kind of notebook.
Okay.
But it's Anastasia Richards.
Ooh, that sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that familiar?
And what did she order?
No, she just says called for you. We'll call again around 3.
Like a memo?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who she is.
What session was that?
So I'm gonna
I
walk
know,
out.
but I just.
I'm gonna walk out. You said I recognize the name, right?
Yeah. And he goes like he sees as he puts the needle down, he sees that the door's open. He goes over, he closes it, and you start to hear. I don't know if you would be into this kind of music, but you do hear Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay. It's got a good beat to it.
Yeah.
I'm from the 30s.
And
moving pictures, I tell you.
yeah, the two of you notice that Melvin's missing, and you can hear music coming from upstairs.
Do I get out before he closes the door or no?
No.
Okay. Well, now that there's music playing, I wait till he sits back down and I try to open the door just quietly.
Okay. But sure enough, he kind of dances around for a little bit, or at least tries to dance. It looks like he's kind of slow motion running through the rain. And as he sits down, you see the phone rings.
Oh.
And he's just like, And he goes over, he pulls the needle up. He goes over to the phone, answers it. Tower.
I try to move closer.
Okay. Tower Records, Brandon speaking. How can I help you? And
who? Brandon.
And you hear this female voice from the other line. I've been looking for you. Why are you hiding from me? He switches the phone from one ear to the other. I'm not hiding from you. I kind of ran out of what you gave me, and so I'm waiting for the next pickup to kind of check in. And she's like, Brandon, you can always come to me. You know that. I thought we had a rapport. I thought we had built a relationship. And he's like, yeah, I know, and I appreciate what you've done. I mean, you know, it really means a lot to us that we can still work here and still do what we love. And she cuts him off. She's like, no, I don't care about that, Brandon. You know what I care about. Where is he? And he's like, yeah, I asked around. I don't know where he is. He's gone. Like he's gone. Like if he's still in the city, then he's buried himself in the cemetery, because people like this don't just fucking disappear. And she's like, people like this do disappear, Brandon. I've seen it. I've done it. I need to find him before the others. And he's like, no, I know, and you know, it's something that I understand. And then you hear her, and it sounds strange to you because her voice kind of modulates. But she's like, I need you to stop what you're doing and come to me. And he's like, yeah, no, you're right. I think I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm just going to go over and meet up with you. And she's like, oh, good. And her voice returns to normal. Good. I'll have the gate open. I'll expect you before morning. He's like, yeah, I'll be right over. And he hangs up the phone, and there's a moment where you see him kind of like just shake his head, but he closes the book and he goes over to the door, and as he opens it to leave, he turns off the light and kind of closes the door behind him. You hear him walking down the steps. The other two of you, Brandon and Ash, you hear these footsteps as descending from the stairs above you, and coming down to see these two kids kind of making out behind the desk. The manager kind of looks over. You see him brushes hair back. He looks over at the two of you. Is there a reason we have customers after hours?
I'm looking for a copy of Chopin. Do you have Chopin? The young boy said there was Chopin, but I can't seem to find it.
Yeah, and I'm looking for a Richard Pryor recording for my dad.
He's like, you can come back in the morning when we're open. All right, everybody out. We're closed. And he's like, he looks at the two kids. And he's like, that includes you two. Get the fuck out. I'll have the morning crew finish counting.
And I'll start making my way out, Will, by the way.
Yeah. The boy, Kevin, kind of like leads her out and just kind of pulling the mushroom up to the tip of her nose and kind of like boinking her with it. And he's just like, we're going to trip balls, baby. And you see them walk out. He motions for the two of you to follow. He's like, I'll try to put some Chopin and some Richard Pryor stuff aside, and I'll make a note for the morning crew.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Come on. Are you gonna? How are you gonna alert them that you are there, or are you gonna alert them that you're there?
No, I'm walking out hidden.
Okay. So everybody leaves. He closes up the store, brings down the gate, and then he kind of goes over, gets into his car, and drives off.
If the kids are gone,
Yeah.
I come out and I go to the car and I get in the car. I go, come on.
What did you find?
Something, obviously.
Yeah, I'll explain to you in the car. We have to follow him. And when they get in the car, I'll tell them, I'm like, he's going to visit Anastasia.
Wasn't that Jane's maker?
Anastasia Richards.
Yes, it was.
I think she did her little thing that he does.
I can do. Oh, Ventrue. Oh, special, wonderful. This is spooky now.
I think she's looking for Joshua.
Make a wits and drive roll, please.
Ooh, here we go, because this is not gonna go good for me.
I mean, you still only have a hunger one, so.
Yeah, my wits is a 4, my drive is a 1, so
Yep.
let's see how this goes. Okay, I'll take that. I got a 6, I got a 6, I got a 10, and I got a 6 on my hunger die. The devil's number and a 10.
Yeah, 4 successes.
Damn.
The devil's lettuce. Yeah,
Screw this die.
Fucking 3. And as you drive off, you don't see it because you're following the guy, but Connie and Albert, if you're so inclined, one of the cars to the side, you see the two kids kind of split the mushroom and eat it before they drive off. And you can only imagine the shit they're gonna see later.
I hope it's only their bodies.
That's how they get the bodies over there. They end up shrooming up to the storage unit.
They just sit there and wait for death to overtake them. But sure enough, with 4 successes, you're able to follow this guy kind of sneakily enough. And you arrive at across the bridge into the heart of Salem. It's now about 2:45, almost 3 in the morning. And you're at a high rise. And you see him kind of go up to kind of municipal parking lot across the street, parks his car, and he kind of hops over and into the main entrance, and you see him talking to a security guard behind the desk, and he's ushered up to the elevator, and then he kind of disappears into the elevator. How do the three of you want to proceed?
Take the stairs.
Yeah. Are we following him?
I would.
Let's
Okay.
let's
Then let's
wait.
take the stairs.
Let's wait. Hold on. Let's wait. See what light the elevator stops at, and then we'll just take the stairs to it.
Hmm? As you walk into the lobby, the security guard looks at the three of you. Can I help you?
I feel like a Melvin.
Did you see what floor it was? What?
It is still going.
Oh.
Then I'll keep an eye on the floor.
Yeah, I need to. Really need to use the bathroom.
This isn't a diner. If you're not here to see anyone and you're not expected, please see yourselves out.
I mean, I can just pee in that corner, I guess. I don't pee in diners either, you know.
You see him pick up
I'd
a
like to pee in
phone.
bathrooms.
I can call the police if you'd so like.
I almost asked if I could turn off that phone. This is the wrong game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. I'll call the police myself and tell them about the discrimination, and I'll just start walking. I'll turn around and start walking out.
Have a good night, folks.
I
Are the two of you staying in there?
I'm not moving. I'm looking. I'm waiting to see what floor that lands on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sir?
Yep.
Hi. I know you just told that gentleman he couldn't use the bathroom, but I don't think you understand. I have my period. And I'm bleeding
He-
through these pants.
He
I
holds
really
up.
don't.
He holds up a finger to you, and he's like, "Yes, I'd like to report some loitering by some suspicious characters, please. If you could send a squad car or two."
So while he's talking about that, when he's looking at her
Mhm.
and I get behind her, I'm walking out. I failed my rouse check. I got a 5.
Yeah. Well, you
So I get a
you still couldn't do it because you're being observed. So even
Oh,
as
I
you
am?
try to do it, you still get hungrier. But you can feel
Okay.
that there are eyes upon you.
Guys, let's just go.
You know what, man? That's messed up. That's messed up. Feminism, bro.
Yeah, he still has his finger. He
Feminism.
still has his finger up to you. He's just like, yes, there are 3 of them. I can have pictures of them from the camera pulled. Thank you. And he hangs up.
Unbelievable.
And as I'm walking, I'm like, fucking rent a cop.
You should just throw my tampon here.
And you see that he kind of comes over to you, Albert, and as his big, massive body.
So I'm gonna use Oblivion level 1, Shadow Cloak, and I'm going to intimidate him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How are you going to try to intimidate him?
Oh, I'm gonna let the shadows come behind me, and I'm gonna look him right in his eyes and tell him sit the fuck back down, and let my friend piss.
Okay. So you can roll a manipulation and intimidation. So it's just going to be your 4 dice.
Uh, 5 and 7 on the hunger die, and then 9 on my normal die.
Okay. He looks at you for a moment, and you see him smile. And as he
It's a ghoul. It's a fucking ghoul.
as he undoes the button of his jacket and opens it, you can see that there's a gun hanging from his left armpit. And he looks at you, he's like, my Dometer is better equipped at intimidating me than you are.
It doesn't matter.
And you see that as he kind of steps up, his massive body kind of blocks your field of vision, and you don't hear where the elevator stops. But you notice that as he puts his hand on your kind of upper chest to kind of push you away, there's strength there that's not just human.
Cool. Hey, as I'm walking out, Betty D climbs down, and I have her go and look and see what floor the elevator landed and stopped on.
Awesome.
You see that she climbs down, and there's a moment where she's about to get past Brandon, and a foot kind of slides over, and he looks down at her. He looks over at the three of you. Oh, I see. This is how you want to do it. I understand. And this is where we'll pick up the next session.
Oh,
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Please take care of each other, look after each other, wear your masks, keep your distance, wash your hands, because we're all in this together. And please, please, please understand that you're not going through this alone. If you feel like you need to reach out to somebody, please go ahead and reach out to friends and family. If you are friends or family of somebody that is usually a strong character, please reach out to them, as a simple hello or a how are you doing can go a long way in somebody's life. And if you ever feel like maybe professional help isn't for you, just know that there's no stigma about it. There's no taboo. Mental health is general health, and it is part of our well-being. So please look after each other, and just know that if ever you need somebody to talk to, that we try to be available in a chat whenever possible, and we can kind of hang out afterwards and chat if you need to. But until next time, I will see you on Wednesday for our Legend of the Five Rings stream, or on Friday for our Star Wars stream. And if not, I will see you next Monday for our Anarch story. Thank you, and good night.